It has never been harder to compete, differentiate, and win. We are living through one of the most rapid and profound eras of disruption that any business leaders have ever had to deal with. Consider that, according to the Have a Meaningful Brand Index, 95% of companies could disappear and people wouldn't even notice, let alone care. Consider, when it comes to the pace of change and disruption, that the average age of a company on the S&P 500 has dropped from 60 years old just a few years ago to less than 20 years old today. The half-life of a brand has more than halved. And in amongst all of that change and disintermediation and disruption and commoditisation, we are meant to be finding ways to differentiate, create value, and win. A few years ago, we set out on an ambitious piece of research, which was to answer the question, what's the difference between companies who succeed and thrive in times of change and disruption and those who don't? And what we found after embedding in 15 different companies for 3 years who were going through massive periods of change and transformation is that the thing that differentiated them is that they were asking different questions. And in our view, the quality of a response can never exceed the quality of a question. That is, in companies that were successful in transforming to meet the demands of a changing market, they were not asking questions like, how do we be good or how do we be great? They were asking a question like, how do we matter? What is it we can do to create more value than other people create, to rise up the value chain, to move out of highly commoditized markets and into unique, distinctive positions that are unassailable in the market? That is, they were getting to the bottom of the question of how they created more value and deeper relationships than other people. And that was at the heart of the book that we wrote called Matter. And in a conversation about matter, we really attack 3 things that are critical to success and performance in today's business world. Number 1 is we take a fresh look at the very particular forces of change that are acting on businesses that are changing the competitive landscape. What is the role that technology plays? What is the role that disruption plays? What is the role that changing consumer preference and generational change play? What's the role that globalization and uncertain political environments play? What is this landscape that's making competition so different today? Secondly, what are the ground rules to building competitive value propositions that really resonate with people in that? What are customers and staff and the market really looking for that can be sustainable and ongoing sources of competitive advantage? And thirdly, and arguably most importantly, how do you bridge the gap between the business models of today and the business models of tomorrow that are going to tap into that potential for long-term value? And so Matter is really a journey from the status quo to understanding how we navigate our way through the forces of change acting on business to carve out a unique and powerful position in the hearts and minds of our customers. And that's the journey that we walk through in a presentation on Matter.